Rain tapped gently on the windows of a tiny Brooklyn apartment, where Amara sat on the edge of a worn-out couch, holding her crying baby, Malik, against her chest. The overhead bulb flickered faintly, casting shadows on the walls. Her stomach grumbled, and Malik's sobs pierced through the silence. She hadn't eaten since the morning. He hadn't had proper formula in nearly 2 days. Her hands trembled as she scrolled through her phone. Every prideful wall she had built came crashing down. Swallowing her pride, she tapped on a familiar contact. "Kevin, please, Malik has no food. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't serious. Just a little help for the baby, please." She hit send, her heart racing with shame. In less than 5 minutes, a reply came. "Sorry, wrong number." She frowned, confused. That wasn't Kevin. She tapped the number and gasped. Dante Blake, her former colleague from 7 years ago. They had worked at Mercury and Gray, an ad agency in Manhattan. Back then, Dante had been the quiet analyst who once helped her catch a train by lending her his Metro card. They weren't close, but he was kind, the kind of man who remembered birthdays in a sea of forgetful bosses. "Amara, oh my God, Dante, I'm so sorry. That message was meant for someone else. Please ignore it." She wanted to melt into the floor. The last thing she needed was a former colleague, now a tech billionaire if the internet was to be believed, seeing her at rock bottom. But just as she was preparing for humiliation, another message came in. "Amara, are you okay? Do you need help?" asked Dante. Her breath caught in her throat. Why would he care? "No, I'm not okay, but I'll figure it out. I'm used to it." "You shouldn't have to be used to struggling. Where are you? I can help." She hesitated. She hadn't told anyone how bad things were. Not her mother, not her friends. But the hunger in Malik's cries was louder than her shame. She sent her address. 45 minutes later, there was a knock at her door. She opened it slowly and gasped. It wasn't a delivery guy. It was Dante, dressed casually, standing in the hallway holding 2 large bags of groceries and a container of baby formula. "You came," she whispered. "I thought it was better than sending a stranger," he said simply. She stepped aside, and he entered the tiny space. The bags had everything: diapers, fruit, rice, formula, even a plush elephant toy for Malik. Amara turned away, tears rolling down her cheeks. "I didn't mean for you to see me like this." "I'm glad I did," Dante said. "It reminded me that people still matter, that you matter." From that night on, Dante stayed in her life. He didn't offer charity, he offered dignity. He called to check in, sent groceries regularly, helped her update her resume. Eventually, he offered her a job doing communications for his tech company, part-time and remote, so she could still be there for Malik. "You're smart, Amara," he said. "You just needed someone to remind you." She took the job. She got back on her feet. Bills were paid. Malik got stronger, started laughing again, and Dante well. Dante didn't stay in Manhattan much after that. His visits to Brooklyn became more frequent. He learned to warm bottles, to rock Malik to sleep, to love quietly and without conditions. One evening, as they stood on her small balcony, Amara looked at him with a soft smile. "I'm still trying to believe this is real, that a wrong number could change my life." He reached for her hand. It wasn't the wrong number, it was exactly right. Moral of the story: sometimes what feels like a mistake is actually divine redirection.